Okay, this is still section 3.1, video 1 for chapter 3, but this is part B, so it just continues on the back side of your note sheet. Okay, so let's keep going. In the first video, we talked about a lot of vocab, terms, like terms, constants, coefficients. So I wanted to go back to those and give you some examples. Okay, so I have 3 problems up here, and I ask you to identify, right? That means list them out, find them and list them. The terms, like terms, constants, and coefficients. So let me do the first one. Terms. We said that was everything in between the plus and minus signs. So if I just simply underline them kind of like that, you can see that you have 3 terms. They are y, 10, and -3/2 y. Okay? It's important to remember that that negative stays glued to that term. So it's a -3/2 y. Like terms. Same variable, same power or exponent. So my like terms here are the y's, right? These 2 are like terms. If I list them, y and the -3/2 y. Okay? Constants are plain numbers by themselves. My constant in this one is 10. It's positive 10. I don't have to write the plus sign though. Okay? And then coefficients. Coefficients are the numbers multiplied by the variables, or the numbers in front of each variable. Okay, so in this first one, here's my variable. If there's nothing there, remember it's an invisible 1. So my coefficients are 1 on that first guy. And then I also have a coefficient right here in front of that y, which is -3/2. Okay, important that you keep the negatives where they go, and that you don't forget that invisible 1 that's out there if there's no number written in front of a variable. So let's talk about the next one. I'll color code it with you, and then I want you to go back and write down the terms, like terms, constants, and coefficients. Okay? All right, so in number 2, I see r's and r squareds and a plain number. Okay? So my like terms, looks like I have r squareds and -r squareds. And then if I change colors, I have plain r's and a plain constant. Okay, notice that when I color code and underline, my terms all fit right together. I don't leave anything out, no gaps in between them. Okay, so now go ahead and see if you can write down what the terms are, the like terms, the constants, and coefficients, and then we'll check it. So pause, fill it in, and then we'll check. Okay, let's see how you did. Terms, we said there were 4 terms. I just listed them out with commas in between them. Okay, remember that these negatives should be listed here too. Like terms, well, my 2 r squareds go together. So those are like terms. These are like terms together. Then I don't have anything else that pairs up with the plain r. So that doesn't have a like term. And I don't have anything that pairs up with this constant. So I don't have any other like terms that go together. The constant, the plain number by itself, the -9. If you wrote 9 on a quiz, that would be wrong because it's a -9. Got to keep the negatives with it. And then coefficients. Coefficients mean the number in front of each variable. Well, the number in front of this variable is 2. Number here is 7. And the number here, it's a negative. And if there's nothing there, it's an invisible 1. So -1. Okay, you do this last one all by yourself, number 3. And then we'll check it. So find all your like terms and list them out. Okay, let's go through my answers here. If I color coded this, I've got constants, I've got p's, and I've got a q over here by itself. So I just listed those 5 terms. Remember, no gaps, no spaces. Put all your like negative signs. Make sure you list those like I did here. Okay, like terms, I have 2 sets. I have the set of p's, those go together. And then I have my constants. Those are also like terms. I know this is hard to read over there, but 7 and -5 are like terms. Constants, 7 and -5 are your 2 constants. And then coefficients. Coefficients are the numbers multiplied by each variable. So I have a +4, a +1, and a +2. So those are the 3 coefficients I listed. Okay, so this asks you to Now simplify them. This is still the same examples that we just did, but now the next line says to simplify. So this means to combine like terms. Okay, we've listed what the like terms are. Now I got to actually put them together. So in this one we said my like terms were the y's. If I put those together, 1y minus 3/2 or minus 1.5y gives me negative 1/2y, right, if I do that. And then I just have the plus 10 still by itself. That is simplified. I've combined my like terms. Number 2, my r squareds, 2r squared minus 1r squared leaves me with 1r squared. So I don't even have to write the 1, I can just say r squared. Then the 7r, nothing to combine with that, bring it down. And then the minus 9. That's simplified. I put my like terms together. And the last one, I'll let you do it, so do number 3 really quick. Try it, put your like terms together, combine them, and then we'll check. Okay, make sure you're actually pausing and trying these. Here's my answer to the last one, number 3. In red, I put my p's together. 4 and 1 make 5 p's. Then my q, I just brought that down. There's nothing to combine with, 2q. And then my constants, 7 minus 5 is 2. Okay, notice that we usually go in alphabetical order from left to right when you write it, and then constants go in the back at the end by themselves. Okay, so P, Q, and then my constants. So I've got 3 problems here for you to try, number 4, 5, and 6 that you see on your paper. Now notice that you might see decimals. Okay, that's cool. You might see fractions. Okay, that's cool. We know how to do fractions. We know how to do decimals from chapters 1 and 2. So when you combine those like terms, great. You're going to see problems with fractions and decimals. So go ahead and try 4, 5, and 6, and then we'll come back and check the answers together. Don't go ahead until you have this filled in on your paper. Okay, let's check over these together, but you should have filled it in on your own. Number 4 here has 4 terms. Okay, the like terms, well, I have z's that go together, and I have constants that go together. So I list those both, 2 pairs, 2 different sets of like terms. The constants, plain numbers, are 14 and 8. The coefficients, right, so the number in front of the z here is a negative 3, and the number in front of the z here is an invisible 1. And then when I simplify it, I put my like terms together. Overall, I have negative 2z's plus 22. Okay, number 5. 3 terms there. I've got my like terms are the x's, right? These go together. They both have x to the 1 power or 1 exponent of 1. We don't write it, but those match as like terms. The constant is a negative 5. The coefficient is a positive 2.5 and a positive 4.3. And then I simplified those. I put them together. 4.3 and 2.5 make 6.8 x's. And then I just bring down my negative 5 by itself. And that's what I get. Okay, here in number 6, I have 3 terms total. The like terms are my b's, right? B's go together. Those are like terms with each other. The constant is just a plus 3. Coefficients are the numbers multiplied by the b. So 3/8 and negative 3/4. Okay. And then, yeah, I got to do the work. So I got common denominators, right? 3/8. And then I changed this negative 3/4 into negative 6/8 to get common denominators. 3/8 minus 6/8 is negative 3/8 with my x's. And then just bring down the constant plus 3 by itself. Okay. So we've gotten lots of practice with terms, like terms, constants, coefficients, and simplifying. The last thing that I want to talk about in this section is just some examples and practice with distributive property. Okay. So you see these at the end of this page. When you see, we've talked about distributive property a little bit. It's probably familiar to you. When you see a number right outside of parentheses, like this, that means you have to multiply that number by everything inside the parentheses. Okay? So we're going to distribute first and then still look for like terms and combine like terms to simplify. Okay? So this first one means 3 times m, which I can just write as 3m. And then 3 times 7, which is 21. If it's positive, put a plus sign. If it was a negative, I'd put a minus there. And then I just bring the rest of it down. Copy everything. Okay. Now I can look for like terms, 3m and 5m. Put those together, 8m. And 21 minus 2, put those together. Okay. So again, this is simplifying because I've gotten rid of the parentheses. I actually distribute, rewrite everything, and then combine like terms. Okay, let's do another one. I like to draw the arrows in, so I make sure I multiply that 5 times everything inside the parentheses. Okay, so 5 times 3p, 15p. 5 times negative 8 is negative 40. And then plus 11. Okay, now find like terms. Looks like the p's are just by themselves. And then my constants. Negative 40 plus 11, negative 29. Okay, so I distribute first to get rid of the parentheses up here, rewrite everything, and then combine like terms and simplify. Okay, so the last one I'm going to do, and then you've got 2 examples on your own. Again, draw your arrows. Okay, make sure that you know this is negative 6 inside there and a negative 3. Okay, let's rewrite it, distribute. So negative 3 times g, negative 3g. Negative 3 times negative 6, a negative times a negative, it's positive 18. And then just bring down your 2g. Okay. Find like terms. Negative 3g and 2g leaves me with negative 1g. I don't have to write the 1. I can just say that's a negative g. And then the plus 18 comes down. Okay, it's simplified because I got rid of my parentheses up here. Combined all my like terms. I'm good to go. Okay. So there's 2 more here with simplifying with distributive property. Do those. Pause. Here they are. Here they are. Pause. Do these, and then we'll come back and check. Okay, in this first one I distributed and got 3q plus 3. Then I just brought down the minus 4. Put my plus 3 and my minus 4 together right here to make negative 1. And I'm good to go. Number 8, I distributed and got negative 2g minus 8 plus 7g. And then I put my g's together and got 5g. And then I just brought down the minus 8 right there to get 5g minus 8. So that pretty much covers section 3.1. I know there's a lot in this section. We'll be doing lots more practice together in your book. All right, thanks for watching.